Hey everybody, this is Francesco Abbruzzino with the Rogue Rant. Today I want to talk about the American dream. And the question is, are you living the American dream? If so, you should consider yourself lucky because you're a rarity. You're very fortunate because most Americans are not, like this gentleman to my right. He's homeless. There is nowhere in the entire planet where the average wage earner is making enough money to live the American dream. It's gone. Once upon a time, the United States had the largest and most prosperous middle class. It was in the history of the world. They've never seen anything like it. But now, the middle class makes up a minority of the population. We're talking about 51% of all American workers make less than $30,000 a year. And poverty is growing. It's growing rapidly. And that means the American dream is essentially dead. And even if mainstream media is starting to figure it out, oh yeah, they're on to it. Isn't this a bit alarming though? The American dream is out of grasp of most living in America. And there isn't anywhere else in the globe where a majority of workers are experiencing it either. The middle class has been shrinking for a very long time. Too long. And now this whole collapse is starting to accelerate. So what is the solution? You have agencies, media agencies like CNN, they're reporting that a new survey has discovered that the middle class Americans feel that the federal government should do more to help them. That's not what we need. More government? More socialism for everyone? Can you feel the burn? That will solve our problems, right? Have government come in with welfare, Obamacare, and everything. Of course not, folks. Actually, if we had a much smaller government, that would probably go a long way towards fixing things. It's hard to believe that in 2015, Americans spent more on taxes than we did on food, clothing, housing, or all of it combined. If the federal government would stop taxing us into oblivion, a lot more of us would be okay on our own. These days, so many families are just scraping by from month to month as the cost of living continues to plummet. Many Americans find themselves forced to go into debt just to cover basic expenses. And our society is actually encouraged to go into debt. They think it's okay. But many of us end up digging financial holes that we can never get ourselves out of. And this is especially true for our youth. Of course, when we hear the news that the economy is not growing, it's not growing fast enough, and they blame it on consumers because we're not spending enough money. The experts that are telling people this doesn't seem to, they don't understand that most consumers are tapped out. There is no more money. You can't get blood from a rock. We see that Walmarts are closing 269 stores. We see Kmart and Sears, I just announced yesterday, are closing more stores. JCPenney, 47 stores. The retail sector is falling apart. When I was a young kid, I think we could have said that an American dream was still alive here in the United States. But after decades of foolish decisions, things are completely changed. We've learned that for the first time, middle-class Americans make up the minority, like I said earlier. Pew Research also found that the median wealth for a middle-class household has dropped 28%. Most people don't have $500 to pay for an emergency bill. We have to bring this American dream back, folks. So what say you? Is the American dream dead? Or is it still alive? This has been Francesco Abbruzzino with another Rogue Rant.